Hey everybody, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a look at the Lego modular building, the Fire Brigade. This one was first introduced in 2009 and came with 2,231 pieces. Let's start with a quick look at just the building overall from the outside so you can get an idea of its overall size and scope. And this is designed with two major sides that have detail. So the sides, the actual sides, would be connected up against other buildings and such, but this actually is built up pretty nicely from the back, so it actually looks good from the back, which is not all that common, not all that necessary always, but this really helps it to fit into cities much better. Just allows you to put things side by side and still have just a better look overall, especially when you look from different angles. So let's look at this thing a little bit more closely. On the ground floor here, you've got a single bay for a fire truck, some sort of apparatus, so we'll look at that separately later on. Got a little tree out here. Got a nice wide sidewalk area and also an entrance to the garage, which has the number 3 in it for the number 3 apparatus. You've got windows around, nice little torches, and also a little fire emergency box. It's a little emergency alert set there. At the rear is really the entrance. That's where the truck would drive back in after going out and fighting a fire. So this would be a good spot to bring it in. So it's always facing forward, always facing out towards the street. It's a nice little access spot so you don't have to spend time backing it in from the street. And they also have a small little door so people can walk in from there. A couple of little archways on the side, but not a whole lot of detail here, but plenty of windows to let light inside. Speaking of the inside, let's go ahead and take off this upper level, which removes easily, and take a look inside. It's actually tough to look down in there with a camera because the sides are so tall, the walls are so tall, that you really have to look in from just directly above, but I'll try to get you some angles. Over on the left side of the building, as you view it from the street, you've got a little engineering area, a little maintenance area. There's a tool rack in there. There's a little container in the back. You also have a light bluish gray garbage can, not something that we get very frequently these days. And you get this all-important staircase. So the staircase goes up, and you can see it goes from left to right, and then it comes up to a little landing, and then it turns and goes up to the next level up. On the opposite side, you have spots where all of the firemen's hats or helmets are just hanging, and those are literally just hanging there. They're actually hanging from little frogs. There you can see one is just attached to the side, so that's actually used as a makeshift sort of hook. And then you've got some extinguishers here. You've got a little crate down there to hold extra air tanks, and as you come around here, you get the all-important pole for sliding down really quickly. Here's the second floor in its entirety, and the height here is probably about 2/3 the height of the first floor, so it's really easy to get in here and look at the details of this one. It's very open, and just it's easier to appreciate what's going on here overall. And I'm going to start with the kitchen because that looks really nice. So you've got a cupboard up here, nice countertop, a couple of drawers down there for holding things, a nice sink with a basin and a nozzle. It also has a little simulated drain pipe down below. I like how they do that. You've got your stove over here with the oven down below. The oven has the opening simulated glass front door on it. And then you've got also the fan. You know, you've got the top, the hood section up there, which is nicely done. I like the fact that they used the cheese wedge piece underneath there just to give it a little bit of extra angularity to it. You can see some of the back of how they attached upside down these pieces for outside detail. And there you can see that from the outside, so you can get a better look at these. Lots of tiles used on the outside here to create the brick style, and it's these grill pieces, old style radiator sections that are done upside down for texture. A little bit of a faux banister here in the front, and just lots and lots and lots and lots of studs on the side pieces used to create this entire outside section of the second floor. But back to the kitchen inside, I just wanted to make sure to show you what was going on outside with these pieces while I was there. But you've got this big refrigerator with a full opening door. Inside you've got 2 levels to that, and with enough light to just see inside of there without too much shadow, you can see you've got glasses of drinks up on the top, and then on the bottom with the little representation of the tray section on the bottom, they've got a couple of sausage or hot dog links in there. And then moving over to the side here in kind of the middle of the room, you've got this ping pong table, which is great because firehouses always have recreational areas, and this is a good athletic activity, you know, cardio activity. It keeps your blood pumping and keeps you moving and keeps you entertained. You got a couple of paddles here, and that's supposed to represent a ball. It's just sitting on top of one of the paddles there. Nice tiled surface, studs on the side to give you the edges. Very nicely done. On the back side of the level, you've got a nice couch here, which is a simple, small little build. I appreciate that, the small size for it. Got a dual tone, a two-tone setup to it with some nice little padding area on the back there with the textured pieces. And then you also have the top part of the slide of the pole, so that is pretty much going to just connect to the lower section. So that's where, if you're up here in the rec room or in the kitchen or whatnot, you need to respond to a call, you just step right there and this will take you all the way down. And then following that back wall all the way to the far edge, you've got this open area where the stairs would come up from underneath. You've also got stairs going up to the roof for roof access, and you have one more piece of furniture here, and this is a nice display chest or bookcase kind of setup with drawers down below. So you've got some space where you can just set up some little bit of display. You can put things on top of there. You can also store things underneath, although in order to store things below, because these are open topped pieces, you'd have to take the whole top off, but they give a nice little texture that kind of simulates the fronts of opening cabinet doors. Lastly, we can look at the roof section in place because there's not a whole lot on the top itself. Most of the details on the side are visible from the sides. So you've got a little bit of a column detail underneath of here that's done pretty nicely. Again, studs on the side, and you know, just fairly straightforward techniques, but put together very well. The 1932 right here represents roughly the year when this would have existed. Also, it can represent an address. It's kind of what it's supposed to be showing there. And the bell is just so nice. I appreciate the fact that it actually swings there because it's attached by a little string piece that has the studs on the ends on either end. And to me, this just looks really round, even though it's really not. I mean, the base down here is a large dish piece that is actually round, but the rest, you know, these are just squares. They're just tiles, just gold tiles, metallic gold tiles that are just around the stud piece. I mean, a brick piece that has studs on all sides, and it just, I don't know, I just really like that thing. It really works out well. You can also see you've got a small little water tower over here for pressure inside of the building. It's put on just on top of one of these forklift roll cage kind of pieces. A little bit simple there, but I do want to show you also, oh yeah, one last detail here, the door that opens up for roof access for anybody that wants to get up there. But this little section right here on the back, underneath the bell on the back of the 1932, this is just miserable to put together. The way that they attach these things together from the sides using a lot of Exoforce hand pieces, and just, I mean, I don't know, that just didn't work out well at all. It was miserable to put it on, to get it straight. It took us several tries to get things lined up, and a lot of patience and very careful work to make that actually work out well, to get that sign on there. I think that the system that they've developed more recently and used more recently works so much better, but gives you the same look as the end result. Here's one last thing I almost forgot to highlight on the building since I showed the second level by itself. It's a little simulated American flag up above the main vehicle bay on this thing. All just little plates, few plate piece or clip pieces used to attach this thing on, but you know, it was really nice that they put it at an angle so it really looks like it's drooping down and maybe even waving just a little bit in the air, you know, with the wind. You can kind of make it go either way if you want to, or you can just kind of leave it going straight. But that's a really nice little detail that is something that kind of stands out on this set. Here's a little fire truck included with the set, and I did a little bit of Googling to see the fire trucks of the early 1930s, and this is well done. It really captures the look of the style that they had back then. The proportions aren't perfect, but for minifig scale, to actually fit real minifigs in there, this is really nicely done. And there's a lot of actual building as opposed to just using kind of prefabbed parts, so I appreciate that very much. You got a little bit of a dash there that's not quite period appropriate there, but I'm glad that they use this style of steering wheel rather than the kind that attaches to the ground. Got your nice little horn simulated here, a actual built-up ladder using lightsaber hilts and a couple of long tile pieces there. You got some pipes and hoses and stuff attached to it. Got a nice light up here, a couple of little extinguishers. The only thing that's not nice about this is, to me, is just that right there. You see? You can see right into the wheels from the inside. Would have been nice if they just covered that up some, using maybe, I think some panel pieces would have done well for that. There are a lot of different options for what could have been done there, but I mean, that's pretty much all that's wrong with this, and it's really, really simple to fix. So I really can't fault it. I like the little bumper too, with the two lightsaber sized bar pieces and just the binoculars on the end to add the extra length. Very well done. For minifigures here, they gave us 3 firefighters, 1 male, 1 female, and 1 as a chef. So he's going to be up in the, he or she, could be either actually, is going to be up in the kitchen cooking up a storm for everybody else in the station who's on station at this time. And then you get 1 civilian, just a regular civilian, completely unprinted. And there's a look at all of them from the back. No prints whatsoever on any of them back here. And lastly, there's a firehouse dog. Not a Dalmatian, a more believable, realistic, well, not necessarily realistic, but just normal dog. We always think of, thanks to Disney, we think of Dalmatians being the firehouse dogs, but they when they have dogs, they often have different types of ones. So this is an older style of older mold here, and he's in the regular reddish brown color. That's a very charming set. Looks really nice from the outside. I love the second floor. The details that they chose to include or build up in there are good. I think the first floor is a little bit sparse. Could have used a little more detail, some more extra elements inside of there, but overall, still, like all of the modular buildings, this one is nicely done. That's it for my look at this set. Feel free to share your thoughts about the set in the comment section if you like it, if you don't like it, if you have it and you have specific thoughts about it. You can feel free to leave detail or just a couple words. It's up to you, but your feedback is always appreciated. As always, I'll be bringing you more videos very soon, so stay tuned and watch the blog at jangrix.com for all the updates. Catch you later.